Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Adnan, your friend from Pakistan, and you're watching Adnan Reacts. So, today we are going to watch the final episode of Chernobyl. And I don't know why, but I thought that this mini series, like Band of Brothers, would have at least 8 or 9 episodes. But turns out it's just a 5 episode long series. That's not long enough. I was really enjoying the show. I've learned a lot of things from the show as well. So that's what's most good about the show is that you are also learning and you get to realize how things were back then in such a country, where media was censored and everybody was, there were limitations on everything from the media to the people working in that station and that also involved a love story. I don't know if it was a fictitious one or a real one, but the tragedies, everything about that was real. What I didn't like about the last episode was that they showed some of the things I didn't want to see, hurting the animals. I know that was necessary. I do know, I do realize that, but that was not necessary to show it on the show. They didn't show the 2 months old baby, so they could have skipped the animals, their suffering. I didn't want to see that. So anyways, I'm so glad that I've been able to watch this show and understand a few things. I don't know what this episode number 5 would be, but I think it would be something good. The longer the show, the longer our connections get to the characters. That thing is really missing here because the show is just 5 episodes long. It really feels if I've started watching this show just yesterday and today I am starting to watch its last episodes. So anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed all my previous videos related to the show. I would like to tell you that you could see that I've made each and every playlist according to the shows. So without wasting any more time, let's go get started. But if you're new to my channel, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated. Let's go now. Things look a lot brighter now. Hmm. Ah, in charge of that station. Wow, wow. I was thinking this. What happened? We are going back.
I hear they might promote Brukhanov.
So now they'll
This
try to
little
tell us
problem
what
we have with the
exactly
safety
happened, what
test,
exactly went wrong.
if
That's
it's
good.
completed successfully, I would like to be considered. We'll keep that in mind. Viktor Petrovich, preparations for the test have gone smoothly. Comrade Dyatlov's been working per my instructions. With your approval, we're ready to continue lowering power to...
You have to wait. 3 years I've tried to finish this test. 3 years. I've just had a call from the grid controller in Kiev. He says we can't lower power any further, not for another 10 hours.
The grid controller? Where does he get off
It's
telling
not
us
the
to-
grid controller's decision, Dyatlov. Everyone's working overtime. The factories need power. Someone's pushing down from above. Not that we'll ever know who.
Oh. But that's what it's all about.
If we need to wait 10 hours, we wait.
Running half power, we're not going to have stability issues.
No, I should
I'm
think...
not asking you.
Yeah, let the man speak.
It's safe. I'll personally supervise the test. And it will be completed.
Call me when it's done.
Oh, you won't be hearing any good news. Oh, the artwork. It's good. Don't try to pretend to be someone you are not, man.
How do you feel? You went to the doctor yesterday. How is your health?
You don't know?
From Vienna. Do you read German? At last, a Soviet scientist who tells the truth. Obviously, I resent the insinuation, but I think it's fair to say you made an excellent impression at the conference. Turns out you're quite good at this.
At what? Lying.
Oh,
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor.
wow.
They haven't even given it to me.
Promotion to director of the Kurchatov Institute.
Wow. He deserved it, yeah.
And these rewards are not yours yet.
What?
First, your testimony at the trial.
Comrade Charkov, I understand my duty to the state. It's been months. No changes have been made. No changes even discussed.
First, the trial. After that, we can deal with the reactors.
What? Oh, so that's what it was all about, you know? This is... Oh, this is getting interesting. What? Hair loss? Wow. That's not good. He knows.
I'm not here to scold you. I know how the world works, despite what Shabina says.
Charkov is saying they're going to fix the reactors after the trial.
Do you believe him? The state will never willingly fix the reactors because acknowledging the problem means admitting that they lied. They will have to be forced.
Yeah.
At the trial, you're going to convince a jury.
It's a show trial. The jury's already been handed their verdict.
I'm not talking about them. The Central Committee have invited members of the scientific community to observe the trial. Our colleagues. They will be sitting in the crowd listening to every word you say. A jury that only we know is there. That is when our jury will finally hear the truth.
Do you know what happened to Volkov, the man whose report you found? And you think that these scientists handpicked to witness a show trial because of some heroic stance I take in defiance of the state?
Yes, because you're Valery Legasov and you mean something.
They will shoot me. Khomyuk.
All in these books. These are the ones who are still alive. These are the ones who are dead.
Wow.
They died rescuing each other. They didn't hesitate, they didn't waver. They simply did what had to be done.
So have I.
He has tried his best.
So I've already given my life.
Yeah,
Isn't that
I
enough?
do agree with him. Wow. Those must be the same fire trucks, you know? And those same trucks that were used. That makes sense. Oh, so they are back there.
The path of Leninist principles shall be consistently and undeviatingly
Oh, they must be the
followed,
colleagues.
as it expresses the vital interests of the Soviet people. Viktor Brukhanov, Anatoly Dyatlov, Nikolai Fomin are accused of violating Article 220, Section 2 of the Criminal Code of the Soviet Union, resulting in a nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986.
Oh, they have a model of that thing, you know? Interesting. How?
Why was there need for a safety test at all? Reactor number 4 was not new when the accident occurred. Plant director Viktor Brukhanov signed this document, certifying the completion of the construction of the reactor. Comrade Brukhanov was awarded Hero of Socialist Labor. Comrade Fomin was awarded for valorous labor. Comrade Dyatlov was given an Order of the Red Banner. In order to sign this certificate, all safety tests had to have been successfully completed, and yet one remained. A series of pumps here and here sent a constant flow of cooling water through the core. The core's heat turns the water to steam, and the steam spins the turbine here, and the result is electricity.
Oh.
But what if a power plant has no power? The pumps cannot move water through the core, and without water, the core overheats, the fuel melts down, In short, a nuclear disaster. The solution: 3 diesel fuel backup generators here.
Wow.
So, problem solved? No.
But what happened to
Brukhanov
them?
knew that the problem was not solved at all. The backup generators took approximately 1 minute to reach the speed required.
1 minute, that's too long.
So
I
we
guess.
arrive at the safety test.
Must have been done within
The
seconds.
theory was this: the turbine, which had been spinning, would take some time to slow down and stop.
Oh,
transfer-
just for reference, this is so interesting. The power just went out in my own studio, and you guys may have noticed a flickering. So the backup UPS is powering up this whole thing, and you would really see it just took some milliseconds. So that's amazing how far we have come in technology. Wow, that's amazing, really.
The reactor is placed in a reduced power mode, 700 megawatts, to simulate a blackout condition. Their electrical output is measured to see if it's enough to power the pumps. But a test is only as good as the men carrying it out. The 4th time they tried was April 26,
Wow,
1986.
disaster. She'll tell the truth. I hope
To
she
understand
does.
what happened that night, we have to go back 10 hours earlier, April 25th, the day the test was meant to take place. Power grid officials in Kiev say that they cannot afford a further reduction in electricity until after midnight. They are asking for a 10-hour delay.
Yeah,
This is the first critical moment, the first link in the chain of disaster. It created 2 problems. One of them is scientific in nature, and the other is very human. This is the one we will consider first. At
okay,
midnight,
so interesting.
there is a shift change.
Topped enough. Want to buy a motorcycle?
Topped enough. He's just a little boy. He's got more hair on his face than on his balls.
Yeah. Is that what's on his lip? Leni Fedorovich? Something about a test.
You see? Desperate.
Ah,
Another test they're supposed to run. A turbine rundown. They tried it last year. They couldn't do it on the day shift, so they've given it to us.
We don't know what it is.
It's fine. We take it down to 700, hold it there. The rest is Stoliachuk and Kirschenbaum, but just looking at the instructions now.
Are we supposed to do those or not?
wait, he doesn't know? He asked a question.
Yes, this is Akimov in 4. Well, there's a lot of things crossed out. What should I?
Oh,
What
a
should I-
lot of miscommunication, mismanagement.
Sure.
Not a good
Thank you.
coordination, I would say.
He says to follow the cross-down instructions.
So then why are they crossed out?
He makes sense, yeah.
I haven't reviewed. We only just found out there. Review it. Or you
Wow.
can just do what I tell you.
Things are not
It's a
clear,
turbine,
you know?
It's still running. It's not good. Shut the up and do your job. Topped enough.
Reducing power to 700.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin.
Yeah, the man that
I want you
first
to
went to
imagine that he has
space,
been
right?
told nothing of his mission into space until the moment that he is on the launch pad. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. Leonid Topchinov, all of 25 years old. And his total experience on the job?
Wow,
4 months.
just months. That's what I
This
was
is the human
expecting.
problem created by the delay. Something far more dangerous is forming. A poison.
Now we come
The
to
time
the
is 28
scientific
past midnight.
part, the problems. They have done their studies. I mean, they are prepared. Wow, look at the camera movements. It lets us feel how he's feeling, He's dizzy. Must be dizzy, yeah.
But you don't need to be a nuclear scientist to understand what happened at Chernobyl. You only need to know this. There are essentially 2 things that happen inside a nuclear reactor. The reactivity which generates power either goes up or it goes down. That's it. As uranium atoms split apart and collide, reactivity goes up. But if you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. Boron control rods. They reduce reactivity like brakes on a car. But there's a third factor to consider: water.
Yeah.
Cool water takes heat out of the system. As it does, it turns to steam, or what we call a void. In an RBMK reactor of the type used at Chernobyl, there's something called a positive void coefficient. What does that mean? It means that the more steam present within the system, the higher the reactivity, which means more heat, which means more steam, which means
more power.
It would appear we have a vicious cycle on our hands.
Oh.
And we would, for this, the negative temperature coefficient. When nuclear fuel gets hotter, it gets less reactive. So fuel increases reactivity. Control rods and water reduce it. Steam increases it.
Okay.
The rise in temperature reduces it. It is beautiful when
Yeah.
things are normal.
Yeah.
As uranium splits apart to release energy, it breaks down into a new element, xenon. Xenon reduces reactivity. But because of the delay, Chernobyl Reactor 4 has been held at half power for 10 hours. The xenon did not burn away. We're starting to lose balance. At 28 minutes past midnight, the reactor is now primed to slow down. If you can't understand how a stalled nuclear reactor could lead to an explosion, I don't blame you. After all, you don't work in the control room of a nuclear power plant. The men who didn't understand it either.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
You should have finished by now.
We're following protocol for reduction rate.
You're procrastinating. 10
Ah.
other men in this plant would have done it already.
So why are they not there?
Kirschenbaum,
Oh, come on,
get me
dude.
when these old women are ready.
Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
You need to be there, dude.
Okay, very slow now. Let's
Yeah.
ease it down to 700. Whoa, slow.
I didn't move any rods there.
What? What? No,
What is this?
what?
I'm not even touching it.
Oh, you have to do something. Come on, think.
LAC disabled, global control activated.
No, it's going down further. It's over.
What did you do? Amateurs, you stalled the reactor. How the did you get this job?
Comrade Dyatlov.
You're going to tell me that you did everything right again, you incompetent asshole?
I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
I won't do it. It isn't safe.
Oh, he's a man. He's a real man.
See, if I say it's safe, and if the two of you disagree, then you don't have to work here, and you won't. But not just here, you won't work at Kursk, or Ignalina, or Leningrad, or Novovoronezh, you won't work anywhere ever again. I'll see to it. Raise the power.
I would like you to record your command.
Wow.
Raise the power.
Not even listening. He's not even trying to understand.
I wasn't even there.
What?
What?
If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
Ah.
The toilet.
Comrade Hamyuk interviewed everyone who was in the control room that night. They all told the same story. I knew what Dyatlov ordered was wrong. But if I didn't do what he said, I would be fired. Leonid Toptinov, one day before he died.
I believe these were the same testimonies that scientific, this movement took, you know, from the patients they were dying. She did an incredible job.
It was mostly Jews and Poles. The Jews were killed in pogroms and Stalin forced the Poles out. But after the war, people came to live here anyway. No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And here we are.
Oh.
Well, it's time. Maybe a year. They call it they call it a long illness. It doesn't seem very long to me. I wasted it.
Wow.
I wasted it all for nothing. Do you remember that morning when I first called you? how unconcerned I was. I don't believe much that comes out of the Kremlin, but when they told me they were putting me in charge, and they said it wasn't serious, I believed them.
Because they put you in charge. There are other scientists like me. Any one of them could have done what I did. But you, everything we asked for, everything we needed, men, material, lunar rovers. Who else could have done these things? They mistakenly sent the one good man. For God's sakes, Boris. You were the one who mattered most.
The time is 38 past midnight. The reactor is nearly shut down. The operators of Reactor 4 are locked on a path that leads directly to disaster. At 30 megawatts, xenon is still being created, but none of it is burning away.
Just a build-up.
The
Wow.
reactor is drowning in poison. The only way to
Out of the
safely raise
equation.
power from this state is to do it very, very slowly over the course of 24 hours. Dyatlov wants it done now. Akimov and Toptonov have only one course of action. They begin pulling control rods out. Control rods are the brakes on this car. Of 211 rods, only 6 now remain in the reactor. As for the fuel, it's gone cold, so the negative temperature coefficient is no longer weighing down the reactivity. But even still, the xenon poisoning is so strong, the best they can do is raise the power to 200 megawatts.
Nothing is happening. No change.
That's all we have, that's all we have.
But the test requires 700.
Steliachuk, let's get ready. Switch on pump 4.
Oh, wait a second.
Steliachuk.
We have
You're not doing this,
The
man.
turbine is going too slow for the test to deliver any valid...
You're not going to do that. Are you?
Main pump 4 connected. We should stop.
Yeah, definitely, man. What the
You
hell?
have 15 minutes.
It's there for a reason.
15 minutes. They may as well have had 15 days. All he wanted to do was report a completed test. 1:22 a.m. Yuvchenko, a mechanical engineer, is in his office. High above the 1,000-ton steel reactor cover.
Wow, that's a real thing, right?
Diktayenko, Podemchuk, circulation operators are in the pump room.
Oh, shaking. It's shaking,
None of
yeah.
them have been told about the test. None
What?
of them know what is about to happen. At 1:22 and 30 seconds,
So nobody was
Toptonov sees a
aware
report
of the thing
from the
coming.
reactor's Scala computer system.
Scala.
Based
Scala,
on the
I know about
absence
those.
of sufficient control rods, the computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test.
What?
All right, comrades. Another few minutes, it'll all be over. Kirschenbaum, when you're ready.
I doubt that, buddy. I doubt that.
With every decision, they have pulled this reactor back like a slingshot, further than anyone has ever pulled.
Wow.
Now the test begins. The pumps are shut down, and they've let go. The pumps stop moving water through the reactor. Uranium fuel is now unchecked by fresh coolant, unchecked by control rods. The balance immediately swings in the opposite direction. In less than a second, reactivity increases. Steam increases reactivity, increases
Wow.
heat, increases steam, increases
Every one of
reactivity.
those blue cards are getting
The
away,
remaining
you know.
xenon decays
They are out
away.
of the equation. Totally.
The power is rising.
Red
There's nothing left to stop.
means danger. That's all we know, you know.
1:23 and 35 seconds.
The power is getting up.
We have a power surge, Sasha.
But wait, it's getting up too fast.
What did you do? 1:23 and 40 seconds. In every control room of every nuclear reactor in the world, there is a button with one single purpose: to scram or instantly shut down the reaction. In Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5.
Is it 5? Yeah.
You press AZ5, all of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is stopped. But
Here's the twist.
What are you
Yeah.
waiting for, Legasov? Tell your lies.
Comrade Dyatlov,
No, those are not lies. Come on.
For God's sake,
Comrade Dyatlov.
Legasov's already given it away. He said before
Comrade
there was
Dyatlov.
no way to avoid what was coming. He knows something.
Comrade Dyatlov.
She knows something. I know what you are, Valery Alexeyevich. You're a liar.
Court is now adjourned. We will resume tomorrow.
let him
with
finish.
Wow.
Comrade Sabina.
Oh, he's a big guy. Come on, man. We want to hear what you have to say.
Dyatlov broke every rule we have. He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. AZ-5, a simple button to shut it all down, but in the circumstances he created, there wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw. The fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. These rods are made of boron, which reduces reactivity, but not the tips. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity.
Wow.
Why?
Everything is coming together now.
For the same reason, our reactors do not have containment buildings around them, like those in the West. For the same reason, we don't use properly enriched fuel in our cores. For the same reason, we are the only nation that builds water-cooled, graphite-moderated reactors with a positive void coefficient. It's cheaper.
Ah, that's an insult, right? They all are feeling insulted right now. But that's the
The
truth.
first part of the rods that enter the core are the graphite tips. The graphite tips are fixed in position, endlessly accelerating the reaction. Chernobyl Reactor 4 is now a nuclear bomb. 123:42. Perevoschenko looks down on the enormous steel lid of the reactor and sees the impossible.
Wow,
The control rod
wow.
and fuel channel caps, which each weigh 350 kilograms, are jumping up and down. He runs
50
to warn the control room,
kgs.
but there's nothing he can do to stop what is coming. 1:23:44. We do not know how high the power went. We only know the final reading. Reactor 4, designed to operate at
Could
3,200
explode at any
megawatts,
time.
went beyond 33,000.
Wow.
At long last, we have arrived. 1:23:45. Explosion.
Wow.
In the instant the lid is thrown off the reactor, oxygen rushes in. It combines with hydrogen and superheated graphite. The chain of disaster is now complete.
Wow. My goodness. This all of these things just makes me want to see episode 1 again, you know, with a fresh perspective. I know a lot more than I did back then.
No
Wow.
one in the room that night knew the shutdown button could act as a detonator because it was kept from them.
Comrade Legasov, you're contradicting your own testimony in Vienna.
My testimony in Vienna was a lie. I
Ah.
lied to the world. And right now, there are 16 reactors in the Soviet Union with the same fatal flaw. 3 of them are still running, less than 20 kilometers away at Chernobyl.
You mean to suggest the Soviet state is somehow responsible for what happened? Then I must warn you, you are treading on dangerous ground.
I've already trod on dangerous ground. We're on dangerous ground right now because of our secrets and our lies. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth.
There was a quote. I can't
Sooner or
remember
later,
it.
that debt
In
is
the first
paid.
episode about something about lies. That was too good. And it all comes
That
together
is
now.
how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
Maybe he'll say that quote again. I think he would. Right here. Maybe. Yeah, he's so daring. It isn't easy to tell those things, you know, to such powerful men. The problems have already begun, haven't they? Yeah. Oh. Wait a minute. They're not gonna guess him, are they? Why is he kept in such a way?
Valery Alexeyevich Legasov, son of Alexei Legasov, head of Ideological Compliance Central Committee.
You already know.
Answer the question.
Yes.
You were the Communist Party secretary. In that position, you limited the promotion of Jewish scientists. You're one of us, Legasov. I can do anything I want with you.
He has changed, hasn't he?
You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
I know who I am. And I know what I've done. In a just world, I would be shot for my lies, but not for this, not for the truth.
Scientists. And your idiot obsession with reasons. When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why? Your testimony today will not be accepted by the state. It will not be disseminated in the press. It never happened.
What?
No. You will live, however long you have. But not as a scientist. Not anymore. No duties, no authority.
Is that how you treat someone who has helped you?
No one will listen to you. What role did Shabina play in this?
None. He didn't know what I was going to say. She didn't know either.
If you chose this moment to lie.
I would think a man of your experience would know a lie when he hears one.
Yeah.
You will not communicate with anyone about Chernobyl ever again. You will remain so immaterial to the world around you that when you finally do die, it will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
Wow.
If I refuse,
I'm just wondering, I'm so curious that are these all characters were real? Were they real? Professor Legasov is such a brave man. They're not going to see him again ever, right? Oh, that sucks.
to be a scientist is to be naive. We are so focused on our search for truth, we fail to consider how few actually want us to find it. But it is always there, whether we choose to or not.
Yeah.
The truth doesn't care about our needs or wants. It doesn't care about our governments, our ideologies, our religions. And this, at last, is the gift of Chernobyl. Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now
Oh,
I
these are
only
the
ask,
recordings, aren't they? Yeah.
what is the cost of lies?
What is the cost of lies? That was that quote. Wow, 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 wow. That's him. Oh, I'm having such goosebumps, you know. Yeah, good for them. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, oh, they actually look like the actors. Or the actors look like them? Oh. Oh, my goodness. Larry or mixed body. Oh, that was episode 2. Wow. Wow. Haha, they were wrong. I'm glad they were. Oh. Oh, those guys who were inhaling the ashes, you know? Oh. Oh, yeah. Those were the heroes, man. Wow, wow. Wow. This wasn't. Wow. Maybe more. 31. Seriously? Seriously? Oh, yeah. Episode 5. Episode 5 was more great than what I expected it to be, you know. To me, it was about truth, all about truth. And from the beginning of the episode till the end, where we saw all of these characters were indeed true, and nothing has been more of fiction, you know. Yeah, the miners and everything, that was, wow, that was all real. So that's a good thing to incorporate a piece of history in a TV show. But I think that they could have made it a bit longer, you know. That would make us feel more connected to the characters. I still do now, because as I know, you know, this wasn't a fiction, this was all true. So my respects to all of those who helped to come out of the crisis, you know, and those who lost doing their services, like the firefighters, the miners, everyone. I will be keeping them in my thoughts forever, you know. The quote is just gonna stay with me, I think, for my whole life. The cost. What is the cost of lies? It is much more than we know. Exactly. So I know this episode and this TV show is all over, but would I would like to see more about Chernobyl. Like, we know that Russia and Ukraine are in in between a war right now. So I'm more than curious. Find out what is that place like now. This show, they've showed us some of the footages, fresh ones, but still, it's from 2019. Wow, things might be changing, but I'm not expecting radioactivity levels to go down. In one of the episodes, they were mentioning about the effects, you know, that could be there for thousands of years. Wow, it's not likely gonna happen anytime soon. Are people still living there? That's not even a question. But are the people living near Chernobyl? Can someone visit it? I don't know. Is it even possible? This whole series was, despite it was a mini series and the length was too low, for me at least. This whole series was a good one, well produced one, well documented one. Everything about it was just too great, and I'm so amazed by the likeliness of the people portraying characters in this series to the actual people, you know. No one is going to talk about them, are they? Hats off to the director, their team, even the makeup artists, and the guys who have done the hair of each of those people, you know. Each of one of those details were so visible in this last episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this series of reactions of me reacting, watching Chernobyl for the first time. If you guys know any other show like this, you may want to tell me about it, you know. Yeah, I do need to find out more. I mean, it doesn't need to be on Chernobyl, or it could be some biography or something, you know. I would really like to see that. I've just finished One Piece and I've just finished this. One Piece was good, but you know, this has a lot of learning. This is both interesting, dramatic, and educational at the same time. That's kind of rare. for television these days, you know. So I'm hoping you would suggest more shows to me, and I would also be checking out some of the trailers from HBO Max. Maybe they have such shows. Yeah, that brings me to share that I'll be soon starting the Pacific. The next video is maybe it will be about that, but it could also be about a movie reaction I recently saw. So but yeah, I'm planning to start that very soon, the Pacific, and even maybe the Vikings, or maybe I just need to hold it for a few time. If I get to see some other show amazing like this, I will be definitely watching that first. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos like these. See you again next time. Bye.